Well, hi guys, it's that time. It's our Tuesday testimony, or maybe just a Tuesday hello, okay? I'm going to tell you a sweet little story and just talk to you for a few minutes today. I don't plan on going real long. I know that my friend from Texas, Tanya, and I, we did some extended time teachings and sharing all week last week while she was here. Our last recap was like 37 minutes, but that's okay because when she was with me, I told her I didn't want us to get caught up into making sure we were done within 15 minutes and that kind of thing. Because sometimes when we do short teachings, even 15 minutes, we stop short of pulling back layer after layer and sharing revelation. And when you break it up over time, some people don't see your next teaching and whatever. So I gave her the freedom to talk for as long as she wanted to, okay? Today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about her visit. Yesterday I carried her to the airport to drop her off so she could fly back home to Texas. After I got through dropping her off, I went to 3 or 4 different places while I was in the Memphis area and did some things that I needed to do. And look, everywhere I go, I am always conscious that I am the light of the world. I am representing the kingdom of God. Whether I got a Jesus t-shirt on or not, it does not matter, okay? I am the light of the world. I am the one that is supposed to be showing the world what love looks like in a physical flesh and blood, walking, talking body, okay? So that's what I do. When I got home in the afternoon, my little I call him my grandbaby, but he's not biologically my grandbaby. It's my little Eli. He's my brother's little boy, and my brother's 18 years younger than me, so my little Eli is like my grandson to me. Well, he and I worked really hard yesterday. We gathered. My brother had been bush hogging with the tractor, right, and he wanted to gather the hay. I called it grass, and he corrected me and made sure I understood it was hay. So after we worked and got big piles of it gathered together, right, I asked him what we were going to do with it, and he's like, well, I don't know. And I said, why don't we take it to the back and feed it to the cows? So we did. We loaded it on his four-wheeler and on my four-wheeler, and we went back and saw our cows. They've all got names, and they're gentle. So we gave them the fresh cut hay, okay? So after we finished, I went inside and had dinner with my brother and his wife and my husband, and it was just a really good day for me. What I want to talk to you about, I want to tell you a little story, okay? Sunday, my husband and I and Tanya was talking about what we were going to have for dinner, and we were talking about how good the corn was that he grilled on the charcoal grill. And he just takes corn still in the husk, and he lays it on the grill, and he turns it every 15 minutes, 1/4 of a turn, and in an hour you're going to eat the most tender, juicy, best tasting corn you've ever had, okay? So we decided we would get some more corn to cook on the grill, and we didn't have any more. So my friend Tanya and I get in my little red VW Beetle. It's just a fun little car that I ordered back in, I believe it's a 2013 model, okay? And it's convertible, and I love to drive that little convertible. So we drove 12 minutes to the little local town from my house to the small grocery store. It's a Food Right. And as we drove up into the parking lot of the grocery store, I saw some tables on both sides of the grocery store where someone was sitting selling some merchandise. And I got really excited, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I believe that's Life Changers up there at the front door. I haven't been able to find them for like a year and a half or longer, okay? They closed their print shop. They print T-shirts, and they would come about once a month to one of my local Walmarts. And when I would see them, I would stop and minister to the girls. Now, the girls that are at the tables selling the T-shirts are in a program, and I got their cards and stuff. I want to show you this. It's called Life Changers, okay? And it is an outreach ministry that helps people with addictions and life problems get themselves straightened out. I'm just going to read to you what their card says because I don't want, and there's the card that she gave me. I was so excited to find them again. I've lost them for over a year, and I used to buy some of my t-shirts from them, and I would donate to them, and I haven't been able to find them. Let me read this to you real quick. Our 12-month discipleship program is for men and women struggling with various types of bondages or life-controlling issues. We offer a non-medical, non-psychiatric approach that focuses on achieving inner healing for deep-rooted issues that are often at the center of addiction. Life Changers Outreach helps men and women overcome lives of bondage and struggles through biblical studies, Christian counseling, and worship. And I love this outreach. Their main office, if you want to call it that, is based out of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That's where Dolly Parton, I believe, is from. But anyway, it's right there around the Great Smoky Mountains and Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and everything. So anyway, I was so pleased to finally find this ministry again. So as we walked up to the tables, guys, okay, we talked to the young lady, and I asked her, I said, is this the Life Changers ministry? And she said, yes. And I said, well, I kind of thought it was probably you guys. And I told her the story about me losing contact with the girl that used to run the print shop and oversee that, and that they weren't doing the print shop for a while. And I had called 4 or 5 times, and no one ever got back in touch with me because that part had been shut down temporarily. Anyway, so we asked this young lady what her name was, and lo and behold, her name was Tanya as well. So my purple-haired friend from Texas, Tanya, and her were instant buddies because they have the same name, right? So we got to chit-chatting and talking, and we actually got to meet and talk to the lady that was at the other end, and so the 4 of us talked for a little while. Well, we came back over to Tanya's table, and I told my friend Tanya, I said, I tell you what, won't you hang out here and talk to Tanya, and just hang out and visit, and I'll run in and get this corn, and you hang out here. Oh, that just made her day, because, you know, let me tell you something about what I love about my friend Tanya from Texas. She not only loves to talk about Jesus, loves to talk about the goodness of God, and to love on people. She, everywhere she goes, she is the light of the world. She is the one who wants people to walk in freedom and know who God the Father truly is and who His Son is. And her heart is just toward the goodness of God and toward people. So I go in and I buy the corn, and I took my time. I wanted her to have some time with the young lady. So I actually talked to 2 or 3 people while I'm in there. You know, I'm going around loving on people and making, just look, guys, we get to decide if we are a positive impact on people or if we're a negative impact on people. And when I get out of bed every day, I have already predetermined in my heart that I am going to be a blessing in this earth. My Father predetermined how He was going to love people and not give up on them, and He has taught me to predetermine love and kindness and never giving up on people. My love will endure forever as long as I'm loving people the way that He does. So anyway, after I get through fiddling around in there, and I know I was in that store for probably 15 or 20 minutes, right? Well, I come back out, and we talked a little bit more to our new friend Tanya. And I told her, I said, man, I would really love to hug you, but I don't want to go too far, get you in trouble, or do anything that you're not supposed to do. And she said, oh, no, that's cool, man. We're going to hug. So I get to hug this beautiful woman who's getting her life put back together. And my friend Tanya, I have to tell you what she did, okay? This will bless you. She wraps this young lady in her arms, and I mean, she holds her like she's her own daughter. She's hugging her. And she starts whispering in her ear, and then I hear her start praying for her and speaking into her life good things to her. And so anyway, ultimately we exchanged phone numbers with this beautiful girl, Tanya, and we've made a new connection with her. And we bought some t-shirts also, and I donated to the ministry. It is a good ministry. Did you know it's all free to every person that goes and there? They take care of them for 12 months and help them along the way. And the person in the program gets to be there, and it doesn't cost them anything, and it's not hard on a family to try to figure out how to pay for all of that. So anyway, that's my blessed story, my Tuesday testimony. I'm going to have to sign off here now because many of you may already know this, but I have, goodness, between anywhere from 500 to 800 hummingbirds. I hadn't put my finger on exactly how many right now. Later at the end of the season, I'm going to have about 3,000. Let me say that a different way. I'll put out 3 gallons a day of bird food, which is going to be close to 1,500 or 1,800 hummingbirds. As of right now, I'm putting out about a gallon a day. And I also started feeding my little honeybees 3 years ago because they're starting to gather up on my hummingbird feeders, so the birds aren't getting to eat, and of course the honeybees can't get down in there where the juice is, so nobody's getting fed. So I decided I was going to start being a bird keeper for hummingbirds, and I was going to be a beekeeper for honeybees. So I'm cooking a lot of nectar this year, and I've got to run in and bottle up some more hummingbird food and get it put out. And look, here's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I want to talk a little more about my friend Tanya and some of the things that we were talking about, and maybe just discuss a couple of more things about that, and then I'll start teaching on another series or a few different. If you want to, in the comments, just drop down any questions or anything that you'd like me to dig a little deeper on while Tanya was here, some of the things that we talked about, and I'll be happy to do that, okay? Well, listen, I'm going to sign off here, but before I do, I need to tell you this, okay? We are the light of the world. We, followers of Christ, are the light of the world. Everything that we do and everything that we say, whether it's to other believers or to unbelievers, regardless of who that person is, we are the one and only light of the world that's here. We are God's representatives, and we need to be mindful of that as we walk and talk, as we're on Facebook, as we interact with all people, even our enemies. Jesus says, love your enemies. Love your enemies. And when we start loving people, they start changing how they feel about us, how they feel about God, how they feel about Jesus. We love our enemies. We love them into the kingdom, okay? So always remember that. We are the light of the world. And I pray that you will be the light of the world. And I'll see you here tomorrow. I love you. Bye-bye.